Larkin when they're white. What do you have to expect out of this Crystal Lake South team, Johnny?
I mean, Crystal Lake, they're 1-1 in the tourney, lost to the Waubonsie Valley, the 2019 Hinkle Holiday champions. Looking at Cooper LePage, 6'5" senior, averaging 17.5 points per game, fourth in the tourney. He had 14 versus Waubonsie and 21 versus Johnsburg. He also has 9 threes made, which is the most in the tournament so far. Also, Arnav Jain, 6'2" senior, averaging 14 points per game, 17 against Waubonsie and 11 versus Johnsburg.
All right, you heard it from our basketball expert up in the booth here, Johnny Jazarowski. Two of us used to work on the newspaper staff at our high school back in the day, back in the glory days.
It's a long time ago.
I'm reaching the ripe old age of almost 22 in May, so hey, I'm getting up there. But I've been doing this tournament for quite some time, and the game we called last was a triple overtime battle between Cary Grove and Loyola. That was an instant classic, I would say.
Never
triple
seen
overtime.
anything like it.
Never called. I was color for a double overtime game, but never once for a triple overtime game. And here we go. Larkin won the tip-off, but it will fall into the hands of the Gators. As that's Kirking with it. Miller. Over to Jain. Stewart stops his dribble. Jain with it. Kirkinge pulls up the shot. That does not fall. Offensive rebound by Cam Miller, and a three by Jain. Hits off the back of the rim, does not fall. And it looks like it might stay Gators ball. What a nice offensive rebound, and to keep your, it looks like a triple, a third chance for the Gators. And here's Nate Stewart. Picks up his dribble.
Come up with something here.
Hands it over to Cooper LePage. He pulls up jumper, and that lands for two. First 2 points of the game for the Gators, and they take a 2-0 lead. And here come the Royals. That's Damari Weeks Thomas. Excuse me, Damari Wheeler Thomas. He's the one to watch. There's Maxey. Over to Perez. Perez, the fade, that rolls around, does not fall, tipped up in the air, falls right into the hands of Thomas. Thomas back with the ball again, dribbles in with his right hand, pull-up jumper from just about the free throw line. That does not fall as a tip-in will go in for two. I believe that went off the hands of Fernando Perez Jr. That's his first 2 points of the game. And here's the Gators, over to Stewart. Stewart over to Kirkinge. Driving in, stops the dribble. It's a little fade action there, does not fall in. That's rebounded by Thomas. Thomas taking it up, the North Dakota State commit. Passes it over to Stubbs. As Perez just lost his dribble there, picked up by Stewart. Cross over, to Kirkinge. He goes in, puts it off the glass. Nice layup there. Isaiah Kirking, actually. And the three ball, that's nothing but nylon by Damari Thomas.
It's a beautiful shot there.
Kirking passes it off. Stewart. Over to LePage. Over to Stewart. Stewart for three. The answer, that's no good, as it will go off of the fingertips of Dontrell Maxey. Number 11, Adrian York, comes in for the Royals. Kirkinge. Ball stolen by the Royals. It's a foot race. Thomas has it, and a foul is called.
Going to be on Nate Stewart, first foul of the game.
Stewart's first foul, and the first foul of the game. 5-11 in the first quarter. As Perez comes back in. It's the inbounds pass, working down low. Turn, gets off the glass, no good. Flying in was Maxey, and that goes out of bounds, and it will go to the Gators. 5-4 ball game early in the first quarter. The Gators have it. Kirkinge. Stewart for three. Rattles around, does not fall. As that goes out of bounds, out of the hands of Blakely, and it will actually go off the hands of Gator, and it'll stay, or go to the Royals, that is. Thomas takes it up.
One thing to note here about this Larkin Royals offense, they're averaging 70 points per game so far in this tournament. Highest in the tournament.
They're 55th in the state, 27th in Division 4A. And that three does not fall in.
Pushing foul.
So a foul is called.
It's going to be on the Gators.
And Nate Stewart second. Over to Perez. To Blakely. Set off an offensive play. Over to Thomas. Ready has a three on the game. Pulls up jumper. No good. Hits in front of the rim. Right into the hands of Cam Miller. Gators with it. Over to Kirkinge. It's stolen by the Royals. And here they come. Lice, coast-to-coast layup, does not fall. Rebound deflected off the hands of Blakely. So Stubbs trying to put the layup in, that did not work. As the Gators now taking it up, that's Cooper LePage, hands off to Stewart. Over to Kirkinge. Jane with it. For three, that falls. Cooper LePage, you talked about him a little bit, Johnny.
Yeah, he's got 9 threes so far in the tourney. That was number 10. Leads the tournament in three-pointers.
It's good ball movement by the Royals. For three, that's good. The answer, Jamarian Stubbs for three. LePage takes it up, tries to drive in, hits it off the glass, not fall in, recovered by Perez. Here come the Royals. Over to Blakely. Blakely drives in, a nice move there, and that will go out of bounds and stay Royals ball. So we got some subs coming in for the Gators. Zach Peltz comes in, and Brady Schroeder as a timeout is called. 8-7, some fun basketball so far here early in the first quarter. Seeing three balls from Demaria Thomas and Jamari Stubbs. And this timeout is sponsored by Rose and Hyundai of Algonquin and Genesis of Algonquin. If you're looking for a brand new or certified pre-owned, it's Rose and Express online buying made simple. Go to roseandhyundai.com and genesisofalgonquin.com. Been a fun first quarter now, hasn't it?
It has. A lot of scoring here. We're seeing some great ball movement from both sides of the ball. We got Cooper LePage put up a three there for Crystal Lake South. I'm expecting a high-scoring game here.
I'm expecting a lot of points, either from Stubbs on Larkin or Thomas. You know, I'm going to talk Thomas to death in this one. He's perfect from the line. 21 points against Johnsburg. He got scored 12 against Waubonsee Valley. Going to North Dakota State, they're, you know, in it every year. They're sometimes in the tournament, sometimes not. They win their conference, so that's a good, decent.
You got a good basketball program, good
basketball
football
program. Really good. If you're really into the football championship series, North Dakota State Bison are what they call a dynasty.
Trey Lance
came out of there. Carson Wentz came out of North Dakota State.
They got some good athletic programs up there.
Fun school out in the great city of Fargo. As we resume play here, Royals inbounds it over to Perez. Perez driving it in. Pass intercepted by the Gators. That was Schroeder. Fresh off the bench. For three, wild shot there by LePage, and that does not fall in. Recovered by Schroeder. Schroeder puts it up, passes it over to LePage again. Page driving in, stops his dribble, trying to work in low and just gets mugged, as it's now Thomas with it. Thomas driving in, gets the ball again, pulls up jumper behind the arc, bounces around, does not fall in. That's rebounded by Zach Peltz. Down low is Peltz, and a foul is called, and that'll be on Thomas. As the first free throw will land. Peltz is first. Crystal Lake South is a little above 50%, 55.6% exact from the line. Make about one every two. Apparently they don't listen to me, and they've made 2 out of 2. And here comes Thomas. Thomas driving in, passes it back out. Over to Stubbs. Stubbs with it, back to Thomas. Did a nice little crossover move there, but lost the dribble. Or lost the handling the ball, that is. Stubbs driving in, picks up his dribble. Throws an errant pass that was intended for Blakely, but it will go out of bounds.
A little bit of miscommunication there for the Royals.
You have Armani Ivy in for the Royals, number 25. 4 drives in, that's rejected by Ivy. Blakely driving in, tries to go off the glass, not Lawn. That's number 4 on the Gators. His name's not on the roster. He has the ball. Over to LePage. Wade, good crossover move here. Dribbles into 2 white jerseys from way out of town. That's good.
He's got some range.
Arnav Jane from another area code.
Looked like it was just about from the IHSA logo there.
4-point lead now for the Gators. Driving in, and the shot no good. That was Stubbs with a nice layup there that caused a foul, and he'll go to the line for 2. Larkin, a 84.6% free throw shooting team, so they're pretty up there. They're up there on the list. As I said, the 55th best team in the state, according to Max Preps, and the number 27th ranked team in Division 4A basketball. Yeah, Stubbs makes his first free throw.
Stewart checking in for first.
It's a 12-9 ball game now, 50 seconds remaining in the first quarter. As he drains the second one. 5 points in the game so far for Stubbs. As the Gators now taking the ball up. Stewart. Over to Peltz. To Jane for 3 again, no good. Perez with the rebound, passes over to Thomas. 30 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Thomas drives in, nice pass to Perez. Back to Thomas. He pulls up behind the arc and draws the foul, and I think it will be that was a foul on
LePage.
On LePage. I think that's his first. Fourth foul early. A lot of fouls early here in the first quarter. Near the end, actually, the first quarter. Early in the first half, I should say. Halfway through the first. I can't speak English, I guess. Triple overtime game took a lot out of me. So Damari Thomas makes his first free throw. 4 points in the day so far. And he drains the second. As Jane gets subbed out for Cam Miller. And Jamarian Stubbs goes out for Adrian York. As Thomas made all 3 of his free throws on that.
Early pressure on here with for the Royals.
For 3, Stewart. That's good. Last possession here of the first quarter. Let's see what Thomas and company can do. 5 seconds, not a lot of time. for three. At the buzzer, no good. Been a fun first quarter of action here in our second and final game that we're calling for handing off to the experts, professionals as I like to call them here. We're going to start out the break, 14-13. Gators lead.
We try to create an atmosphere of family, an atmosphere of warmth, and an atmosphere of compassion.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover all the things that make them.
And welcome back to the Hinkle Holiday Classic. I'm Patrick Harry, and alongside me is Johnny Jazarowski. We have a fun game of basketball going at you right now. Second quarter action here from the Hink. 14-13. Crystal Lake South leads by 1. What have you seen so far from both of these teams? Before that, this will be a sponsorship. This quarter sponsored by our friends at Rosen Hyundai of Algonquin and Genesis of Algonquin. If you're looking for a brand new or certified pre-owned, it's Rosen Express Online Buying Made Simple. Go to rosenhyundai.com and genesisofalgonquin.com. Right back to action here. Royals have it. Pull-up jumper does not fall. Tipped around, falls right back in the hands of the Royals. Number 22 has it. That's Maxey. Perez, dribbling with his left hand. Pull-up jumper, that does not fall. Falls right into the hands of Cam Miller. Let's see what the Gators have done. It's been a lot of Gators action, a lot of three-point ball shots. Stewart's been decent from behind the arc. He made a 3. Cooper LePage has been hot as usual. Kirk King has it. On the arc, step back 3, falls, that's set, outs.
It's the Gators' 4th three-pointer so far in the first half.
Thomas, good crossover move there. He'll dish it off to Perez. Thomas for 3. That does not fall. Recovered by the Royals though, so second chance possession now. Perez. Back to Thomas, pass almost deflected by LePage. Thomas, pull-up jumper, it's good. And here come the Gators. Kirkinge has it. Picks up his dribble over to Stewart. Somewhat of a three-point specialist. He drives in himself, passes, and there is a foul called on the play.
Seen some great ball movement so far from both sides, both Larkin and Crystal Lake South here. Very high scoring game so far compared to the last game.
Yeah, definitely a lot more scoring in this one, even though they did get a lot of scoring later on in the triple overtime and double overtime. That's a nice inbounds play, and that's Cam Miller with 2.
His first basket of the game.
As you said, good ball movement by both teams. Crystal Lake South, I think he has the edge so far. As Thomas has it. He pulls up from behind the arc. No good. That bounces off the head of Peltz, right in the hands of the Royals. Back to Thomas, to Perez. Perez dribble drive, stops, tries to drive his way in, and that's a no shot, and a travel is called. It's kind of luck how they got that ball. It just bounced off of Peltz's head, right into the hands of a Royal. A lot of luck in basketball, a lot of luck in sports, as you've come to notice. Here comes Kirkinge as he gets stopped. LePage with it. He pulls up jumper. And that falls, and 1, it seems. Another foul on Thomas. That's his second foul.
LePage's 3rd basket of the game. 7 points for him on the day.
Now, you always talk a lot about Thomas, but you don't want to forget about Fernando Perez. Up until last night, on stats, he led the entire tournament in points. So he can get hot too. He scored 20 points against Johnsburg, and he scored 22 against Waubonsie Valley. So he can get hot when he has the ball. It's Blakely with it. And that pass deflected off the hands of Perez, and another costly turnover. A lot of mental mistakes early in this game, and with a three-point shooting team like Crystal Lake South, you really can't afford to make much mistakes because you're going to be battling back.
Yeah, I mean, like we saw with that and one from Cooper LePage, they're able to capitalize off these turnovers, and that's going to continue to be huge for the Gators here in this game.
As we get a shoe tying stoppage of play. That's a first.
Usually see lots of those.
I have a embarrassing story about a shoe tying. I might get into later if there's time, but I don't know if I will. It's Stewart over to LePage. Miller driving in, tried to part the white C, and he tries and dishes it back out for three. Bounces around, it's not good. That is rebounded by Dontrell Maxey. Here come the Royals. Blakely over to Perez, back to Blakely. Blakely thought about the three, pulls up inside the arc instead, missed the rim completely, bounced off of a Gator and stays Royals ball. Arnav Jane's gonna come back in, and same with Brady Schroeder, both of those guys coming back in for the Gators. Inbounds play, caught by Maxey. Stubbs with it, over to Perez. Perez back to Thomas. Excuse me, that was Stubbs. Perez, floater, no good. And he'll head to the line for two.
It's going to be LePage's second foul of the game.
Early on, some key players for both of these teams entering in some foul trouble. Thomas is out of the game right now for now. Due to foul trouble. As Perez makes his first.
So LePage comes out of the game,
As
like he talked about. Two fouls.
Number four comes back in for Crystal Lake South. And Perez drains the second. 4 points total. As Thomas will come back in. Let's see who he's subbing out for. He subs out for Andre Blakely. Kirkinch has it. 5 minutes left in the second quarter. 5-point lead for the Gators. Sub dribble, easy basket there for Brady Schroeder. Perez goes in, and that was a easy charge call there, as that will be, again, another costly turnover.
Yep.
Costly foul. It constitutes as a foul, but I'm going to say that was turnover in that case, because you can't, when you lower the shoulder a little bit, there was a little bit of lowering the shoulder in there, you're going to draw the charge every time. Or at least some form of offensive penalty. That pass was a little bit too hot to handle for Jane, and ball goes right back to Larkin.
Swatted away there by Cam Miller.
Yes, Thomas will take it up. Over to Maxey, back to Thomas. For three. That's good. Armani Ivy for three. Kirkinch has it. Picks up his dribble. Guarded by Maxey. Miller puts it up, rebounded by Perez. Wild pass falls into the hands of Ivy, and here come the Royals. He drives in, left-handed layup, and a charge, another charge called.
Wow. Another costly turnover for the Royals.
It takes a lot if you're going to go up against Ivy, all 6'4" of him.
Yeah.
That's going to hurt when you're falling down on the hardwood
second
floor.
charge in the last two possessions.
4-point ball game. Gators still up by 4.
Cooper LePage back in the game for the Gators.
LePage over to number 4. Dribble drive, picks up his dribble, hands it over to Miller. Miller back to 4. He drives in. Nice little action there. Right-handed layup for him. And a foul is called. It looks like be a pushing foul on Cam Miller. It's his first foul. First
Seen
foul.
a lot of fouling early on in this game.
I would say we're almost par for the course. I would say on fouls so far, you're generally around 5, around maybe a little bit after the halfway point of the second quarter, as a timeout is called. And this timeout is sponsored by Daryl Barnes Photography. For portraits, family and graduation photos, sports team photos, and more, contact Daryl Barnes Photography at darylbarnes.com. 6-point lead for the Gators. What do they need to do to keep on to this lead?
Keep forcing turnovers. I mean, like we saw, they had 2 charges. They've been able to capitalize off those. They've had some turnovers also. Getting some fouls here. We see Cooper LePage with 2 fouls, but they just need to keep moving the ball. Both sides are really moving the ball well, getting some open shots. I think they just got to keep doing what they're doing so far.
I'd say that. And what about Larkin?
I mean, the turnovers, like I said, the 2 charges, those are costly. They got to move the ball around better, hold on to it a little bit better. But, I mean, put it into the hands of Thomas, one of your best players out there, get Perez going. Got to give the ball to their best players and get them going. I don't think, does Perez have a basket yet?
Perez has 4 points. He scored he had a 2-pointer in the first quarter and hit 2 from the line here in the second. So both of those guys, Thomas has 8 points and Perez has 4. Those are the 2 key players. I had them highlighted, written all over my notepad in my doctor type font because it's so hard to read and I just scribble everywhere. Those are 2 guys you're going to want to keep an eye on. And Thomas, as I've said, North Dakota State commit. We talked about them. Fun program to watch if you're into not as dominant conference. And he drives in there. Easy layup for Thomas. Speak of his name, and he will score. Score brings it up. Playing some press. Perez on him. Little Page, big power dribble there. As that passes. Was ripped out of the hands, I think, of Kirkinge
Yeah.
or Von Witzberg, who's come in.
From this angle, it looked like
Witzenberg.
it was going to be off of the Gators, but it looks like it was off of the Royals.
Kirkinge. Over to Miller. Kirkinge with it again. He comes in, the nice little left-handed layup. They get a 6-point lead. Here's Thomas. Good pass there. And a nice pickup of an assist there. Armani Ivy with his 5th point of the second quarter. Kirkinge for 3. That does not fall. And it gets deflected right in the hands of LePage. He's double teamed by 2 Royals. Good move there. He tries to come in. Finds Miller. 4 with it. Over to Kirkinge. As a travel is called. Dontrell Maxey comes back in for the Gators. And Brady Schroeder comes back in, Maxey comes back in for the Royals. And Schroeder comes back in for the Gators. Thomas receives the inbounds pass, hands it back off to Stubbs. Stubbs to Maxey. Thomas dribble. Good move there. The 3 ball, it's good! Andre Jacob Blakely for a 3.
Huge shot for the Royals there, is able to bring it down to a 1-point deficit.
Peltz with it. Finds Kirkinge. He tries to drive into 2 Royals. And a charge is called. Talk about him a lot. There's Thomas. He stands tall, takes the charge. Gets the ball right back to a hot Royals offense.
Huge change in momentum here for the Royals. Is exactly what they needed.
Just look at that bench over there. They're hyped up. Clear change of momentum
Yep.
as we reach just under the 2-minute time left in the second quarter as a timeout is called, I believe, by Crystal Lake South. And this timeout is sponsored by our good friend Tom the Plumber. Tom the Plumber Inc. is a family-owned and operated company committed to providing plumbing service and installation of the highest quality and craftsmanship. Tom the Plumber, honest and affordable. Visit Tom online at tomtheplumberinc.com. 28-27, talk about that 3. Massive,
Exactly what the
massive
Royals
play
needed.
for the Royals.
And then the charge, huge momentum change for the Royals late in this first half.
And we have a replay of the charge. Let's take a look. Just stand tall. He took
Able to set
all
his feet.
of Isaiah Kirkins. That was, he's big. They don't have his height listed down here on the roster, but that takes a lot to take that charge. And Thomas, he's been all over the place this half. You saw, you know, he's given some assists. He's given some good passes. He's gotten some rebounds. He's taken charges. You know, you look at his score total right now, he's got 10 points in the first half. So he's been all over the place, and definitely a guy you're going to want to watch as the game progresses.
Yeah, he's been a huge contribution so far to this Larkin team.
Thomas, over to Stubbs. Back to Stubbs. With Thomas. Thomas drives in, nice pass. Back to Stubbs again, back to Thomas. Over to Blakely, good move by Thomas. Saves it from going over to half-court line. As he hands it off to Perez. Thomas with it. He puts it up, gets hit, and that lands in for two.
No foul on there as he looked like he got hit a little bit going up for the shot.
LePage, the shot, bounces off the back of the rim, does not fall. Hey, there he is, here comes Thomas. He's driving in. A nice coast-to-coast layup. Count that, that is his 8th point of the second quarter. 14 total for a North Dakota State commit.
Larkin's able to keep this momentum going.
Kirkinge has it. It's over to Peltz. Down low. That does not fall in. It's been all Larkin here in the second quarter. And let's see what they can do as we hit the 30-second limit here in the second quarter. As Thomas has it, he holds it a little bit. I don't know if they're going to wait for the last shot. They might. They have LePage, arguably one of the best players on this Gators team. 14 seconds now. Blakely hit a three earlier. Wide open three. The shot rings around, does not fall in. Rebounded. Put back. Nice put back by Dontrell Maxey. 3 seconds now. 5-point lead by Larkin. Final shot, LePage. It's in! Oh my goodness!
Shot. Somehow able to control his body there as he was falling forward.
That shot,
somehow banged
call it
that
a
in.
leaner, call it a prayer.
I mean, we were just talking about Larkin controlling that second half, but that shot right there, it could be the momentum that Crystal Lake needed going into the second half.
And we're going to have a replay of that play. Let's take a look. LePage off balance. Hey, it's 6 o'clock, but the bank is open. Larkin up 33-31. We're going to head it off to break. We'll pick up action in the third quarter.
Hi, welcome to the Bear Family McDonald's. Thank you.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
And welcome back to the Hinkle Holiday Classic. I'm Patrick Harry, and alongside me is my good friend Johnny Jazarowski. We have a fun game of basketball hunting for you right now. Second half action from the Hink, the gift that keeps on giving. The Hinkle Holiday Classic, 33-31. Larkin up by 2, and don't forget, this game is brought to you by our season sponsor, the Bear Family McDonald's. Proud supporters of our community since 1967. Stop by one of their 30 area McDonald's restaurants today, and Rosenay of Algonquin and Genesis of Algonquin. Looking for brand new or to right pre-owned? Visit rosenay.com and Genesis of Algonquin.com. Third quarter action starts off with a three-point shot. Does not fall in by Jane. Larkin gets it. Dontrell Maxey. Here comes Thomas. He comes in there, makes easy work of the Gator defense, and he'll have the line for a and one chance. He scored 14 points in the first half. Let's see if he can double that or see what else he can do, because he is an electric scorer. He's an electric player. A lot of fun to watch so far, and what I've seen, some highlights I've seen in him, he's quite the guy to watch out here on the court.
Oh, yeah. Expecting a lot of action from him today.
As he makes his free throw, a three-point play. Larkin up by 5 now. Cam Miller with the ball for the Gators. Dishes it over to Stewart. Stewart looking. Fans call for a travel, but there's none. Stewart for 3. That falls short. Covered by the Royals. Making fast play here. It's Perez. He's in there. Passes it off to Blakely. Blakely for 3. That does not fall. Recovered by LePage. He made that crazy IHSA shot. Pretty much the shot of the day to end the first half of action. As Jane has it. Over to Miller. That pass deflected off of the hands of Jamarian Stubbs, but it will stay Gators ball. It's Cooper LePage. Be the inbounder. Over to Kirkinge. Goes in, and a foul is called. Looks like the foul will be on Dontrell Maxey. Be his first of the day. Stewart made a couple threes earlier in the game. Kirkinge has it. Kirking. Just over to Jane in the corner. Back to Kirking, trying to come in. Turnaround fade, Nets pass, shot deflected off of the hands of Maxey. Will roll out of bounds and stay Gators ball. Inbounds pass goes to Miller. Over to LePage. Wade stops on his dribble, puts up a shot, wild shot, that's not fall. Tried to draw contact, but none called, as it will go over to the Royals. Here comes Perez.
Some great
signaling
defense
it
here early on for the Royals.
Thomas already has 3 points in the third quarter so far. Over to Maxey, back to Thomas. Over to Blakely. Back to Perez. Looks, throws it back over to Blakely. Blake comes in, nice underhand, right-hand layup. His first 2 points of the quarter. Kirking has it. Over to Stewart. Jane thought about the 3, takes another one instead, and gets the foul. What a play there. Looks to make it a 4-point play. Jane, he hit one earlier. I've got it written down. He can hit some threes. Game 1 in the tournament, he hit 5. In game 2, he hit 2, but he can connect from the arc, and that's what you need.
It's going to be the 3rd foul on Thomas. Getting into a little bit of foul trouble here early on in the second half.
Definitely something to want to keep your eye on. Him and Perez are the highest scoring players on this Royals team. Perez, up until today, was the leading scorer in the tournament.
And Thomas is 17 points so far, and you definitely do not want to lose him.
The Stubbs will pick it over to Perez, and that ball deflected off the hand of a Gator, and it will stay Royals ball. 5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Larkin hanging on to a 3-point lead. Stubbs over to Blakely. Blakely double team with Perez. And that's off of the hands of Kurt King, and it will still be Royals ball. Blakely with it. Over to Stubbs. And another
Looks like it was a kickball on Kurt King.
kickball violation on Kurt King. Stubbs with it. Falls over. Good defense by the Gators here.
Putting a lot of pressure on the top half. They're playing
For
a
three.
1-3-1 zone.
That's not good. And Jane had that, 3-point play earlier. It's been pretty good in this quarter. Pull-up jumper by the Gators. That does not fall in. LePage. Kurt King gets a rebound. Hits off the glass. That does not fall. Rebounded by Maxey, and he's cornered by 3 yellow jerseys, but it's kicked off at a foot, I believe, of Schroeder. And it will be Royals ball. Thomas back in. 3 fouls in the day, so you don't watch him. You don't want to get the 5 or you're gone for the rest of the day. Perez, back to Maxey. He goes up there strong and puts it in. Fourth point of the game for Maxey. And a wild errant pass there, uncalled for. And Thomas goes in with the left hand. He gets fouled, and he'll go to the line for 2. Larkin now in the bonus.
It's going to be Zach Peltz, first foul of the game.
And something. Timeout.
Looking at Thomas.
I believe a timeout is called. 40-35. Larkin holding on the 5-point lead. Due in part to Thomas. He scored all over the place in this third quarter so far. He's got 3 points, 17 on the day total. Also, Maxey picked up another 2 points. Blakely picked up another 2 points. So while Thomas is issuing some issues here, and then look at this. There's the left-handed put-up. Tried to go in with a layup, and a foul was called on contact there.
We've seen early on that the Gators are playing a 1-3-1. They're trying to put a lot of pressure on the top half of the court, trying to put some pressure on the guards of the Royals. But, I mean, I don't know how well it's working out as Thomas has 17 points so far. I mean, they're not really feeding the ball down low. They're still able to find the open man and get some early buckets there.
Yeah,
so.
they're definitely working around the 1-3-1.
Yeah.
Which begs the question of, does Crystal Lake change it at all?
Yeah, maybe you switch it up.
You switch it to a 3-2?
Yeah. I mean,
so
it
you put
goes to this foul here.
More pressure on the front?
I mean, it goes to this foul here drawn by Thomas. It allows them to cut in the middle, find that open man, draw the foul with they're only having one defender back there. And we'll see if the Gators maybe decide to change something up.
We'll see what they do as Thomas will head to the line. He's made 4 free throws today. I believe he's perfect from the line. We'll see what he does with the 2 he's been given. Drains the first. second rails around a little bit and does not fall. And it's recovered by Peltz. Gators down 6. Peltz looking. Schroeder with it. Wild pass to LePage, and that will go out of bounds right back to the Royals.
Some really good defense with the Royals here playing man-to-man. Very tight defense, allowing them to force some turnovers here.
3.5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Larkin with the ball. Pass over to Stubbs. Back to Perez. Back to Stubbs.
Still lots of pressure being put on
Thomas.
the top of the
He drives in. Trying to draw some contact, gets none, and here comes Kurt King. It's a 2-on-1. He goes up on his own, rolls around in there, Zach Peltz for 2. Now a 4-point game, less than 3 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. So that's Perez, Thomas. Over to Stubbs, back to Blakely. Maxey with it. Thomas has the ball. Nice crossover move there. Hands it over to Perez. Thomas, wild deep pass over to Stubbs. And that's kicked off of the foot of Miller, and it'll stay the Royals' ball. Stubbs with it. Over to Blakely. 4-point lead for the Royals. Over to Perez. Perez driving in, and that gets rejected by Jane, and here come the Gators. Kurt King has him facing some press from Stubbs. LePage has it, driving in with his right. Stuffed by 2 white jerseys. Jane thought about the 3, and in comes right off the glass. Does not fall in. That was Miller with the shot. Royals come up with the ball, and here comes Thomas. Coming on his own, puts it up. That rolls around. That's not fall in, but he gets the foul, and I'll head to the line for 2. What a sequence of events there.
Yeah, just like that, Thomas is able to get to the free throw line yet again. Foul was on Jane, his second of the game.
Thomas makes another free throw. He's only missed 1 tonight so far.
Thomas puts up his second one. 5-point lead for the Royals.
And he drains that one. 4 of 5 here in the third quarter for Thomas.
He enters out there, give him a little bit of a breather.
York comes in for him, Adrian York. Kurt King has it, guarded by Perez. 1.5 minutes here in the third quarter. Stubbs, LePage. LePage puts it up, that's deflected by Stubbs. Here come the Royals. Perez with it, driving in, nice pass, open 3. Shot's no good. A foul is called.
It's going to be on Zach Peltz, his second of the game. Yet another foul from the Gators.
Another 3-point play. We saw one in the first with Thomas, and we'll see what Blakely can do with this. That one will land.
We've seen a lot of 3-point plays here. That's Royals' second. We had one from Jane early on in the game. You don't really see those too often.
It's very rare to see, the foul behind the arc for 3 as they drains the second. And then again, we've seen a lot of free throws in this game already. And I can count how many ones, Larkin's made in the first half. They made 7. In this quarter alone, they've had, over I believe this is their 8th shot, and that one is not falling.
The Royals haven't fouled too much, too. They only have 2 fouls so far and only a pair of free throws made by the Gators.
And the easy work of the defense does not fall in as Larkin has the ball. Here comes Stubbs. Crossover going in with the right hand, underhanded layup, and that will fall in for 2.
It's a 10-point lead now for the Royals.
4 with it. Over to Stewart, deflected off of the hands of Perez, and it will stay Gators ball. Four with it. Nice behind the back move there. That pass intercepted by Maxey, and rejected by the rim was Ivy. He tried to go in for the one-handed slam, but he couldn't get off the ground too high. Jane for 3. That's not good. Recovered by Perez. Pass intercepted by number 4 on the Gators as a foul is called. Maybe a little bit of a frustration foul by the Royals.
Not a good sequence there for the Royals.
Look, I love going for the dunk. I do.
Yep.
But if you can't do it one-handed, go 2.
Yep.
Better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah, I think if he went up with 2, he would have been able to get that one to go.
As that pass is deflected out of bounds by Perez. Stay Gators ball, down 10 with 14 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Stewart with it. Five seconds, trying to get that last stop. Kirk King pulls up. That does not fall. Deflected. Half-court heave. Oh, that had a chance to go in, but did it very reminiscent. Butler Duke in the national championship in the March Madness way back. Geez, was that? I don't know. That was 2015, some 2014, or something like that. Whatever year that was. Very reminiscent of that shot. 10-point lead by Larkin. 47-37. We're gonna head off to break. We pick it up. 4th quarter action coming after the break. And welcome back to the Hinkle Holiday Classic. I'm Patrick Herring, alongside me, Jacob Jazarowski, as we are finishing up another great basketball game here in the gift that keeps on giving, the Hinkle Holiday Classic. A beautiful December 23rd day. 10-point lead for Larkin as they look to end their pool play off with a nice gift to head home for Christmas. 10-point lead by the Royals. How do the Gators claw back into this one?
Well, like I talked about earlier, the Gators are playing this 1-3-1 defense, and it clearly doesn't really seem to be working so far. So I'd look to see if they change something up here.
Maybe a little bit of man defense.
Looks like they're playing a little bit of a 1-2-1 right now.
As Thomas has it, dribbling with his right. Back to Perez. Perez to Thomas. Had the wide open 3, no shot called, and a charge is called on Perez. That's the kind of start you want for the Gators. Get those forced turnovers / offensive fouls. Get the ball back in your players' hands.
We haven't really given them much credit, but this Larkin defense, they only gave up 5 points in the 3rd quarter. So they've really stepped it up here, and that's been a key to their 10-point lead so far.
I'm playing some tight, close defense. A little bit of one-man press action going on inbounds plays as Kirk King has it. Guarded by Maxey. Big dribble. Hands it back off to Stewart. Stewart over to Jane for 3. Top of the rim, does not fall on. Gets his own rebound. Second possession chance here for the Gators since Kirk King has it. Passes down low to Peltz as a foul is called. He'll head over for the and one chance. Peltz will go to the line, see if he can make it a three-point play. And he does. Only a 7-point game between these two teams.
Great start to the fourth quarter for the Gators.
As something about the clock, I'm assuming. A little bit of a clock mishap. As inbounds play to Thomas. 7 minutes now in the fourth quarter. A lot of action left. Only 7 points remaining between these two teams. York with it. Back to Thomas. Corner for Blakely for three. That does not fall, right? But it does fall in the hands of Cam Miller. Here come the Gators as LePage has it. Over to Kirk King. The Peltz as a travel is called. Costly turnover for the Gators as they're trying to claw their way back into this one. As Armani Ivy will come in for Andre Blakely. Thomas takes it up, 6.5 minutes now remaining in the fourth quarter. Good pass to Perez. Pass over wide, open three. That's good. Armani Ivy hit one in the second quarter. Apparently he shoots good threes in only even-numbered periods. So 50-40 lead for Larkin as Kirk King has the ball. Stops his dribble, passes on over to Jane. Jane for the pull-up three. That lands. The call and the answer.
So that's his second three of the day. It's also his second basket in the fourth quarter.
Now a 7-point lead for Larkin. Game of the three ball as a timeout is called. And this timeout is sponsored by Daryl Barnes Photography. For portraits, family and graduation photos, sports team photos, and more, contact Daryl Barnes Photography at darylbarnes.com. Now you saw the three ball by Jane there. Is that the way that the Gators come back in this game?
I mean, I hope so, because they need to get something going offensively. I mean, they were held to 5 points in the third quarter. Cooper LePage has not scored a basket here in the second half yet, and he's their lead scorer. So hopefully that three-pointer gives them some more momentum going into the game.
And we're going to have a replay of the three. So Johnny, I want you to break down what you see here.
Great pull-up from Jane right there. It's a nice wide open three for him.
You know, I've always heard a lot about, pull-up shots are some of the hardest ones to take in basketball. In the times I've played basketball, pull-up jumpers for me have always been hard, but it's definitely hard for a lot of players.
No, but the defender's right there in your face.
Yeah,
it's a tough shot to make.
Yeah, you have the big hand in your face, and you got to, shoot over that. And
kind of throws you off a little bit.
It does.
No, that's a big shot to make.
All right, Larkin with the ball now. Stubbs, over to Thomas, to York, back to Stubbs, over to Thomas. Thomas driving in, wide open three, that does not fall as it goes off of, I believe that was Armani Ivy, went off of his hands, as it will go to the Gators down 7 with 5 minutes and 40 seconds remaining.
Seen some pressure put on by the Royals here.
Kirk King has it. Over to Miller, to Jane. Peltz picks up his dribble, trying to find somebody open. He can't, as Crystal Lake South decides to call a timeout. 5:21. 50-43 remaining score here in the fourth quarter. 30-second timeout by the Gators.
You just see some more ball movement from the Gators right there. Zach Peltz was holding the ball for a while and was not getting any help there. Forced him to call a timeout.
There's a lot of things you have to do in this game. Now down 7, you don't want to, it's not struggle time, it's not panic time yet.
No, plenty of time left in this game.
You know, it might be panic time when you're getting close to a minute and a half, where you start to worry about who am I going to foul, how many fouls I have left to give, and that's when the questions start coming out. We're not there yet. There's still a lot of time left for the Gators to come back in this game, so don't expect any errant passes or trying to force something out of nothing. There's still a lot of time left. There's still a lot of room for the team to come back as LePage gets the inbounds pass. Over to Jane. Pass nearly intercepted. He dribbles in. Kisses off the back of the glass. That does not fall as it's recovered by Thomas. Talked about him all day. Blakely with it now. Blakely, pull-up jumper. That lands for 2. His first 2 points of the fourth quarter now makes it a 9-point lead for Larkin. As an over and back is called, a costly turnover for the Gators. Definitely not what the doctor ordered.
See if the Royals can capitalize here, make this lead, turn this lead into a double-digit lead.
Thomas with the ball, the North Dakota State commit. Dribbles in with his left hand. Coming in, crazy under move. Oh my goodness, I have no idea how that ball went in. His first 2 points of the fourth quarter make that 22 total points in the game. Easy as LePage puts that in for 2. Now back to a 9-point game. Blakely over to Perez. Perez, nice pass to Maxey. That was intercepted by King, but he lost his footing. Excuse me, that was intercepted by Jane, but he lost his footing as the ball rolled out of bounds, and it'll stay Larkin ball. .4:13 remaining here in the fourth quarter, contested fourth quarter. As Perez gets the inbounds pass, nobody home, and he takes it himself for 2.
Double-digit lead here for the Royals.
LePage with it. He pulls up a jumper. That does not fall. It's deflected back out, still recovered by the Gators as a foul is called. I believe that was on... That was on Stubbs. That's his third foul, his first foul of the game. 11-point lead for the Royals as a timeout is called. A little less than 4 minutes. It might be time to start panicking. It might be.
Yeah, I mean, we saw right there, they're putting a little full court press on, trying to force a turnover from the Royals, but yeah, something's got to change here. A little under 4 minutes left here. Down by 11.
Once double digits comes out, that's when there starts to be a little bit of issues. That's when you start, okay, do we start trying a little more for the 3 ball? Do we still play the same way? It's going to be interesting to see what they do. And this time out is sponsored by Rose and Hyundai of Algonquin and Genesis of Algonquin. If you're looking for a brand new or certified pre-owned, it's Rose and Express online buying made simple. Go to roseandhyundai.com and Genesis of Algonquin.com. 3 minutes and 55 seconds. 11-point lead for the Royals. Johnny, what do you do if you're the Gators?
I mean, we saw a little bit here that they're starting to full court press. I think you continue to do that, but you got to make sure you have a couple people back there. Can't give up some easy buckets. Like you said, maybe you go for the 3 ball, get the ball in the hands of Arnav Jain. He's made 3 threes so far. One of them, which he drew the foul. But I mean, double-digit lead, like you said, kind of starting to get into panic. Still under 4 minutes left.
Inbounds play over to Peltz. Peltz turnaround floater does not land in, as that will go out of bounds and it will go to the Royals. 3 minutes, 51 seconds remaining now.
Schroeder and Stewart check in for the Gators.
Blakely with it. Nice pass there down the Maxey, and he puts it off the glass for 2. That's his 4th point of the second half. LePage with it now. Full drive, he puts it off the glass, and that does not fall in, and a foul is called. and he'll go to the line for 2.
Larkin coach not too happy about that call.
Is that one will land? And the second one will not land as it's rebounded by Perez. 3.5 minutes. Over to Thomas. Perez down low, he puts it up, and that will fall, and 1. Chance at a 3-point play here for the Royals to extend their lead to 15 points. 15.
You see the Gators going back to that 1-3-1 defense that they started out with. But I mean, nothing you can really do about that shot. Went up strong, was able to knock it down.
As that one will fall in. 3-point play there. He's got 5 in the fourth quarter. King has it, guarded by Maxey. Peltz with it. Pull-up jumper, and that falls. Now down to a 13-point lead. Perez. Over long pass to Blakely. Pass intercepted and knocked out of bounds by Peltz. Stays Royals ball. Thomas with it. It's over to Blakely. It was just tipped by a Gator. Over to Thomas, and he lost his dribble, and that's an over and back. Half-court violation. Turnover, ball goes right back to the Gators.
Good defense here from the Gators, able to force that turnover, see if they can capitalize it, bring this lead down.
LePage with it. Over to Peltz. Lost his dribble for a second, but over to over to King. Jane with the ball now. Over to Miller. King for 3. That does not fall. Recovered by Miller. Over to LePage. Good second chance here. And the 3 by Peltz. That lands. Back to a 10-point game. As a timeout is called. 10 points separate both of these two schools. Larkin up 61-51. 2 minutes and 13 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. And it's been, on the Larkin side, it's a Mary Wheeler Thomas show, hasn't it?
It has been. I mean, we expected a lot for him, and he gave us a lot.
And look at this replay.
Beautiful shot from Zach Peltz.
As the folks say, nothing but nylon.
Yep. That's his third basket of the quarter. Number 14 for Peltz.
And it's been a wild game so far. 10 points. You've seen Thomas, the North Dakota State commit. He's been running all over the place for this Royals team, Johnny. As for Crystal Lake, who's really that guy that's been there for them? They've struggled a little bit in this game. They're down 10, 2 minutes remaining. Who's been that guy for them?
I mean, in the first half, it was Cooper LePage, but in the second half, it's been Zach Peltz. He's had 4 baskets in this second half, and they've kind of really shut out Cooper LePage so far in the second half. So Zach Peltz has really stepped up.
Other than that wild 3-point shot by LePage, he's kind of been not
Yeah, he's been
there.
a little quiet.
You know, for a guy that I have written down as my number 1 guy to watch in this team, you know, he scored 14 points in game 1, 21 points in game 2 in the tournament, and the loss against Bonzi. He's been fairly quiet.
Yeah, he's averaging 17.5 points per game in the tourney, 4th in the tournament. 9 threes made. He leads the tournament in the most 3-pointers. But yeah, like you said, he's been a little quiet today.
Let's see what they can put together now. Down 10 with 2 minutes and 13 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. As the inbounds pass over to Thomas. Man of the hour, he's been driving in. Nice layup there, did not fall in, but the putback by Perez does. As a timeout by Larkin. Back to a 12-point lead double digits is what's going to, if you're Larkin, you want to keep it at double digits the remainder of the game. That way, they can. You don't want to give too much.
Yeah.
But you'd rather go basket for basket instead.
Yeah, I think the Gators need to tighten up a little bit on defense. They almost let Thomas go coast to coast there.
But even though he almost went coast to coast, you need to have a man boxing out in Perez.
Yep.
You can't.
It was an easy putback.
He just went. He wiggled in there. I talk a lot about Bulls because Chicago.
Yep.
Dennis Rodman-esque just wiggled his way between the defenders, got the easy rebound, and put it back.
Yeah.
And that's deadly. If you're able to do that every single time, or be able to read the rebounds fine, you're going to be a big asset to this team. As Jane receives the inbounds pass, Miller with it now. 2 minutes now, 12 points remaining between the two. Jane with it. Jane's pass deflected off the hands of King, and here come the Royals. Pass is down. Layup did not work. LePage has it, minute 40 now. Nice pass to King. It's now back to a 10-point game. Stubbs with it. Stubbs driving in, and a foul is called on the floor. No line, no free throws for Stubbs. As we're at a minute and a half.
It's going to be Cooper LePage's third foul of the game.
Perez with it, drives in, wriggles around the rim and falls in for two. He's been all over the court in the second half. That is his 9th point of the fourth quarter. 12-point lead. It might be start throwing prayers up there, but I don't know if Crystal Lake can come back from this.
Great defense there by the Royals. Cooper LePage looking for a foul there, did not get the call.
Really a good game by Larkin. They're on the year 9-1. They're 2-0 in the tournament. Looks like they're going to be 3-0 heading into the end of pool play. As the pull-up jumper by King does not fall in, recovered by Maxey. It'll be interesting to see what this team does in conference play as the season progresses. They will definitely be a force to reckon with.
Yep.
As this team looks really good this year, especially, you have Thomas, who's been, I keep throwing North Dakota State out there, but a D1 commit, he's been good. You have Perez, who can pick up the slack if Thomas isn't exactly his best, but you also have a good supporting cast of other characters. Ivy has 8 points in the game. You can look at Maxey, he can get some points down low, outbox some rebounds. Blakely's another guy, he's a utility guy, he can make some free throws, some short shots, some long shots. There's a lot of depth on this team, and it'll be interesting to see what they do as the tournament progresses, especially into day 4, and once the group play, pool play ends, and start going into the playoffs per se, and see how they play as the week goes on. It'll be interesting to see how this Gators team plays.
Yeah, I mean, like you talked about, this Larkin team is a lot of guys that can score, and he brings so much to this team. They have a bunch of assets.
As Jane puts up a three-pointer, and that falls. Back to a 10-point game. 50 seconds. Blakely with it. He drives in himself. That does not fall. Jane gets the ball again. LePage. As a collision happens, and I believe it's going to be a blocking foul on Stubbs with 38 seconds remain, as it puts Crystal Lake into the bonus, the 1-1 bonus. As he makes the first one.
Brings that to a 9-point lead, just under 40 seconds.
This is that one, tried to get his second, but it did not hit the rim, so that did not count. Or it was, I think someone might have stepped over early. I understand what he's trying to do. You kind of hit the rim at that point.
Yeah, I think you're supposed to hit the rim there, and he just kind of chucked that off the backboard.
Thomas with it. It will be interesting to see if they decide to foul or not. I don't think they will. Perez with the ball now. It's going to be a game to keep away. Thomas dribbling in. It's down low to Stubbs as a pushing foul is called. As Thomas will look to be going to the line for the 1-1. As there's some conversation between the ref and Peltz. as a substitution comes in. Brady Schroeder for Arvin Jane. Or Arnav Jane, excuse me. Thomas with 22 points on the day. Now 23.
Turns it back into a double-digit lead here for the Royals.
And he drains the second. As LePage has it. Still playing press for King. Over to Peltz. For King with it. Pulls up behind the arc. That does not fall. Goes right into the hands of LePage with 10 seconds remaining now in the fourth quarter. Good win by Larkin as they will stay perfect in pool play as the pull-up jumper falls. And this will probably be the last play here, and it ends. Great win by Larkin, and a tough loss for the Crystal Lake Gators. Larkin wins 68-59. It was a great game by both teams. Damari Wheeler Thomas is my player of the game for Larkin. If you had to pick someone on the Crystal Lake squad, who would it be?
I'm going to go with Arnav Jane. He hit 4 threes, a 2. He was someone that really stepped up. I mean, I had him as a player to watch here just because of how lethal he is from the three-point line, and he showed up for the Gators.
It's going to be a lot of fun to see how these teams progress in the rest of the thing. And at this time, I give a special thanks to all of our sponsors: Bear Family McDonald's, Custom Heating and Cooling of Chicago and Rosen Hyundai, Tom the Plumber, and Daryl Barnes Photography. For Johnny Jazarowski, I'm Patrick Carey, and all the hardworking men and women who put this broadcast together, y'all are the real MVPs. There's more basketball coming at you tonight, 2 more games as we wrap up day 3 of the Hinkle Holiday Classic. We will see you. Johnny, you'll be in the morning slot, I believe, on day 4, right?
Yep.
I'll be later on today with my old partner, Logan France, who's not here today. So, with all that, it's been a lot of fun tonight, and stay tuned for some more basketball.
This sports broadcast made possible by contributions from the following. The Bear Family McDonald's, proud supporters of our community since 1967. Stop by one of their 30 area McDonald's restaurants today. Rosen Hyundai of Algonquin and Genesis of Algonquin. Looking for a brand new Hyundai or certified pre-owned? It's Rosen Express online buying made simple. Go to rosenhyundai.com or genesisofelgonquin.com. Tom the Plumber. Service and installations of the highest quality and craftsmanship. Tom the Plumber. Honest and affordable. Visit Tom online at tomtheplumberinc.com. And Daryl Barnes Photography for portraits, family and graduation photos, sports team photos, and more. Contact Daryl Barnes Photography at darylbarnes.com.